Okay, I think I got it working. Good morning, everyone. Yep, it's working. Good. Good morning, good morning. Happy Thursday. Kev, what's up? Hey, Roded. You have to, guys, forgive me if I sound weird on the mic. I been fighting this flu, and I think it finally got me. The old head cold. Because it's actually the first time I felt cold in England ever. So I must be sick. How you guys doing? Hey, Stuart. What's up, man? How you doing? How's our Yorkshireman? Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I just got a head cold. Consequently, I haven't really traded today. I'm feeling a little off. I know my execution will be horrible. So I'll see if I can put out some micros and just chill out. I always like to take the first week of the new year kind of easy. See where things are lining up. You know, no reason to go running head first into this thing. Hey, Rabel, ça va? It's right, you're in Thailand. Nighttime there. Hey, Ed, how you doing? Good. Yeah, it's like I had the flu last week and it was fine. I got through that. And now all of a sudden my head feels like I'm just like tired and my head feels like slow. Like I'm like, oh, there's a trade. Oh, I missed it. So, guys, when you're sick, when you're not feeling well, if you fought with your girlfriend, don't trade. Get clear before you trade. You know, that's the one biggest piece of advice. Don't ever trade when you're emotional or when you're sick or when you're overtired, right? So just chill out. Uh, let's see. Well, we had a liquidation, and we had a liquidation into another poor low. Very interesting, but not unusual. Now, there's some things I want to talk to you guys about. Okay? First of all, we always go and look at the top down, right? So let's go check this out. So overnight inventory is short. Why is overnight inventory short? Because the bulk of the trading is underneath the previous day's close. Hey, Cusco, good morning. Welcome to the room. Right? I will explain the single prints. We'll get to that on the next chart. We'll be right there. So that's why we're expecting this move up. Now, we do have trapped long inventory over 69.63. We've got these poor people and these poor people who are looking for a lifeboat, right? And every time we get close to that area, or even before that area, boom, 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 they start selling into that. So I was thinking we might open on a gap down here, but that overnight low is a poor low. It held. And so we're above the previous day low, so no gap, not a true gap, right? It might be a gap from yesterday's close. And inventory is short. Now, this market, the next thing I'm going to show you guys is this level right here. You see this 69.44? We tested that in a big way a few hours ago. And I'm going to get to those candles in a second. Rabel, these single prints, that's like supply. which is resistance. That's why when this period came up into those single prints, it hit supply and we went back down. Now, the point of control, which is where the cost basis of the inventory has moved up from 69.50 quarter to 69.55. So that means the people who bought inventory in this area in the overnight are selling it up here for profit. Okay? Now we know the shorts are trapped under 43 because that's where the bid is, and the bid has moved higher. Right? Higher lows mean the bid is chasing the offer. So, do we open on a gap? If we open underneath yesterday's low, that's a gap. Do we fill the gap? Or do we come back down and test 69.52? I think we might come and test this level again. Now, here's the important thing. Remember at the beginning of the week and on the weekend update, I told you guys that this market is run by speculative traders, right? Remember I told you guys that? Here is the evidence to back up what I said. Right, we had a big spike up. It was like an 18-point run in 1 minute and a big spike down, right, from 52 all the way to 44 in a 1 minute candle. Right? So, what does that mean? That means, ladies and gentlemen, especially in the pre-market hours, in the overnight, the order book is thin, which means there are not a lot of orders on each side of the DOM to cushion a large size order. Also, in the electronic trading age, the orders in a depth of market will pull so fast they'll make your head spin because the reaction time of these algos is milliseconds or microseconds or whatever the shortest duration of time is. These things can put orders in and take them out before you can even blink. So when a large size order comes into the market, the algos sense that and lift the offer all the way up, and the market rips, and the market rips, because size comes in, right? Size always will eat anything, right? Because somebody yesterday, earlier this morning, right? This is the hallmark of speculative trading. Size takes no prisoners. No, the gap is the low. So if we open, now I know you guys have all sorts of gaps. You have island gaps, islands in the sun, Cool Ranch gaps. You guys got the flaming hot Doritos gaps, right? You guys love to have all that crap, but a true gap is when you open underneath the previous day's range or above the previous range. Now, there's a business reason for that. The business reason is because if you open outside the previous day's range of business, it indicates that something has changed. Business is not as usual. You can open away from the open or the close, that's okay, or the low of the high. But if you're within range and you're within cost basis, really it's just a little bit of price. Either price is being put on sale or it's being marked up. But if you open outside the previous day's range, that is a change. In markets, that is called a material change. Right? You don't need TPO to trade IMUKAS 9877. You don't need TPO. You could use a half-hour candle and a minute candle to zoom in. You don't need to overcomplicate it. I have TPO because I was trained on TPO before candles. So I still have it there because TPO is really nice because it tells you certain things like there's single prints, so you know that there's resistance here. It tells you there's a poor low, so there's buying competition under 33. It tells you where the large traders are positioned, right? Cost basis, and that sort of stuff. Real simple stuff. You don't have to have it to trade, right? You have to be careful trading this week. This is a speculative market. What does that mean? That means that the large size traders who act as wholesalers, who trade size, they are sophisticated, they are skilled, they are talented, they are well capitalized, right? They have spent millions on technology. They pay the 0 and 1 mafia to write beautiful algorithms for them. They pay hundreds of thousands of dollars a month for data feeds. And they take no prisoners. Okay? So you have to trade, like this morning, it's pretty funny. Somebody was talking about, oh yeah, I want to trade with no stops and risk 5% of my account. And I was trying to lecture him on, why are you being stupid? And at that time, somebody messaged me and said, I blew up my account yesterday because I wasn't using stops. There you go, right? So if you're not using stops and you have a large move like this, you are going to get your ass kicked, right? You will. There's no one's gonna, and we're not one of those trading rooms that when you blow up your account that we pat you on the back and say, poor baby, right? That's not how we operate. Unfortunately, that's not how we operate. We try and teach you how to be good business people, right? Sometimes you have to tell people the truth, right? Like, get your head out here, and start paying attention, right? What's up, Dan? How you doing? These are speculative markets. What do I mean by that? Look at ASML. The cost basis on ASML is under $111, right? It's in 32 times profit from cost basis. Look at Western Digital. These are not charts of investors buying stock. The investors are positioned much cheaper, and the speculative element of this market, they are railing this thing. But the problem is, as fast as they take it up, they will take it down. So you cannot just follow price blindly, okay? You guys have to, you have to pay attention. Apple under 261. Now here's the problem with good old crab apple. All of the inventory is now trapped long over 261. I'll be looking for support first here and then 246. Unless something quite amazing happens, right? Let's go take a look at the old Meta 645. It's just kind of going sideways, minding its own business. Micro squish, it's right what Microsoft is. You got traders trapped long over 504. That's being cleaned out here over 469. Size breaks 469 and we'll be coming right back into that 440 level, right? Just so you know, PLTR on the weekly is going sideways, minding its own business. Google, this is another. Look at this weekly chart, right? This is speculative trading, right? Well, I mean, here's the thing. Do you want to be in business tomorrow? Do you want to trade tomorrow? It's a simple question. Do you want to trade tomorrow? Yes. Then use a stop. Right? And the other thing is, do you respect your money? If you have no respect for your money, of course you'll trade without a stop because, your ego will be so big that it blows away your level of skill and, you think you're Paul Tudor Jones trading with $2,000. Hey, if I don't say it, nobody else will, and you guys will keep going on in this fantasy world, right? Get out of the fantasy, get to reality, come to our trading room, learn how to do the business. And I want to welcome the people who joined this week. It's good to have you. I would encourage you to reach out to me, say hi, introduce yourself. We're here to help, right? If you don't understand something, go, JJ, what the hell are you talking about, right? That's what we want. So, trades off the open. Let's see. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? First of all, we're going to open on a gap. If we were to open here at 69.55, we'd open gap down, and because inventory is short, we'd look for a gap fill. Right? If we open and start getting up to 56.57, and they come in and clobber us, right, like here, then you can short that and put your stop at the overnight low. Do you guys understand that trade? If the market opens, hits that previous day low, cannot fill the gap, you can short, put your stop above the previous day low. If you're feeling like Daddy Warbucks, you can put your stop at 59.5. SPY levels coming right up. If you're short, this is your first target. For short sellers, your first target is 52, which is what a quinky dink. VWAP is right there, right? I think it might be a little choppy. Let's see. Could be wrong. Wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last. Let's go look at the SPY. Now, the SPY, we have hit a new high in the SPY, right, yesterday? So the SPY, I'm looking, can we hold 68.96.95 in the SPY? Yeah, VWAP's flat right now, Raj. Right? Now, if I had my Madame Cleo hat on, I'd go, ooh, I predict. I can't do that. I have to wait till the market opens. I have no idea what's going to happen. You know, these speculators, they're running this thing. All I could do is I have to watch the chart. No, it's not arbitrary, Cusco. Right? Why 248? Because it's a profit thing. Check this out. Okay? So if you buy all, like, pretend, Cusco, that this is a chart of, what are we selling? What do you guys want to sell this morning? Apples, oranges, coconuts. I haven't had bread for 6 weeks. Let's say we're selling sandwiches, okay? Right? I haven't eaten bread for 6 weeks, so let's say we're eating, right? We're selling sandwiches. This is where we spent money to buy our bread and cheese and all that stuff. This is 2 times profit. This, at the top of this purple zone, is 4 times profit. Down here is 2 times discount. That's when the sandwiches are getting a little stale, and we got to put them on sale. So you can see it's not arbitrary, it's just commerce. Right? As they say in Salt Lake City, we just want to do commerce. Right? They have SPY and SPX, Dan. I don't follow the actual SPX index price, but a lot of people do. Now, for the purposes of our trading, you don't really need to look at it. You know, it's cool, and you could look at it to see where the all-time highs are and stuff like that, because futures contracts roll over, they have decay, blah, 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 right? And that's all true. But if you're day trading, you just really want to focus. Here's the thing, folks. If you want to trade and make a couple of $100 a day or $1,000 a day, right? Focus on your trade setup. And what that means is you have certain terms and conditions that you will do business at or when they come up. So it's like someone coming up to you trying to sell you a fake Rolex with a broken crystal. Get away from me. That's a bad trade. Right? You guys get it? Hey, look at this watch. It's great. It's only $300. Get out of here. Right? You got to be a little street smart. So the trade you want is when they've got that great VS Factory Chinese replica that's $400 and you could get it for $250. Right? It's a 1-to-1 copy. Yeah, I'm all over that. Like Raj on cheese bread. Right? Right? That's the thing. You need to be a little snooty about the trades you take. right? Hey, Mighty One, how you doing? Welcome. NQ. Oh yeah, NQ. Oh, I have an NQ chart. Hang on, stay with me. I have an NQ chart 88, but I have not really done an analysis of it. I need to put together a good TPO chart and look at it because I know you guys trade it. And I kind of like say, oh, don't trade NQ, it's too volatile. But I know people like it, right? They like the action, they like the juice. Let's go and look where the sellers are in NQ. Also, when the NQ market starts becoming like the Nikkei, 25,000, it's like, oh God, give me a break. Really? So we're going to have sellers in NQ at 25,283 half, right? And we're going to have sellers here at 25,417 half. And by the time, it's a good thing it's an electronic market. By the time you spit out the level, the trade's gone. Right? And you can see that they're selling, they're selling right here for now. Right? The top of these daily candles is where the sellers compete. So that's what you want to really focus in on in NQ. And then the next level will be all the way up here. 25,734 half, right? Am I on the Z contract? Oh, come on. I should be. Oh my goodness. Thank you. See, that's how old this chart is. So these levels will all be screwed up. Yeah, there they are. Thank you, Flavius. How come nobody pointed that out? So anyway, I'll have to redo these levels. Sorry, apologies. But I haven't looked at this chart book since December. I didn't even roll it over because nobody asks me for levels. I'll get in there and I'll clean this up. I'll post it on Twitter later. All right, we're getting close to the open. Yeah, I don't like a thin market, right? I like a thick market, right? I like a market where I can buy 3 to 5, 5 to 8 contracts, take a nice little ride, sell it, or short a few, buy them back. I don't want drama, you know? I don't want drama, right? If you want drama, go base jumping, right? I don't need the rush. I like a nice, boring, slow market, right? I like to make money the old-fashioned way, boring, slow, and quiet. That's my boring, slow, and quiet. It's beautiful. Nobody knows what you're doing. You just make your money, right? Nobody knows you have money. It's a beautiful thing. But I get it, right? The cool kids want to trade NASDAQ. They want to trade it off their cell phone while they're on their skateboard eating their avocado toast. I get it. I mean, who of us did not have a pair of MC Hammer pants, right? I understand. I understand. Let's see if any old people are in the room. They'll get that reference. Oh, okay. So 3 minutes in, it looks like we got a bit of a gap. Exactly, Marky. Right? We've all had our indiscretions. Oh. Yeah, I like nice, calm, boring markets. I'll take those any day. Right, so I get it. The whole, skateboard, Robin Hood, got one of them little beanie hats on, trading. That's cool. Oh, okay. Small candles, very choppy. Business is slow before the open. Right? The smaller the candle, the slower the business. Right? Big candle, big business. Now, and another annoying thing about this market, right, is that it'll have a big order and then it'll slow down to nothing. Then it'll get busy, then it'll slow down. And that is because not everybody is back at work yet. Know what I mean? So the order flow is choppy. And sometimes it's really fast, and then sometimes, boom. You know? Okay. Well, let's see. I'm in no rush to trade this, right? I'm waiting for the Sudafed to start kicking in. I'm in no rush to jump into this, right? You know, before Steve says anything, let me just type this in here. So we do have NQ traders in our room, and they do make money, right? But they know their business, right? They're not trading it for a they're not trading it for an adrenaline rush. Today I'll kind of sit back and wait, Robel, because I want to see whether or not my brain is working, right? I know the market's working, but I want to see if my brain is working. Okay, VWAP is right here. We catch a bid, right? And it's right in the middle of my zone. So my trades are this and this. Remember what we talked about this morning? For me, there's really nothing to be done here unless it reaches out and slaps me in the face and goes, get long, get short. Order flow is trading. The term order flow is a marketing term. No, I don't look at IWM anymore because it takes time to update these charts, and nobody ever asks for it. About 4 years ago, I was calling out the Russell and the ES at the same time. I had two charts up simultaneously, and I was telling people where to trade on two markets at the same time. It was tiring, and then after about 3 weeks, nobody asked me for IWM, so I don't even look at it. You know, I think we've got one guy in our room who trades it. You know, so it's one of those exchanges where everybody loves it, or if you say Russell, they're like, eh. Right. All right, let's see. I think we're going to get a bid here. I think we're going to catch a bid, and let's see if we could go up to, if you're long, your target is around 58. You know, if you are long, and it holds VWAP, oh, geez, there's a seller. See, that seller's right there. Boom. Right? being patient is a good thing, right? So if you're long 54 and a quarter, like I am on just 2 micros, I'll sell them at 55 and 3/4. I'm just scalping to see if my brain is working. Chad loved it back in the day. Yes, he did. He did. I don't know what happened to him. Isn't it boring to talk about the same things every day and repeat what was said a few weeks, months ago, day ago? So what's your point, Fred? Are you trying to make a point? I'm trying to help you guys. If I didn't have to repeat myself, you guys would all be billionaires. I love that question. Right? Hey, shit, man, if I could say something once and you get it, you make $50,000 today, I'm all for that. But it ain't going to happen. So I have to repeat myself. I think it's called teaching. This guy. There's always a joker, right? Holy heavens. That's what I love about YouTube. It's like working the front door of a nightclub. You never know who's going to stumble by, right? uh, it's good. Keeps me on my toes. Uh, uh. All right, so we got sellers at 55, selling down through VWAP. Now, I want to go test this 44, 43 area, right? That's the beautiful thing about YouTube. You never know what you're going to get. It's like a box of chocolates, as Forrest Gump would say. Yeah, if you guys like caught on to everything the first time I said it, I could take a holiday. All right. Come on down. Let's go see what they got in the tickle trunk under 44. Okay, I want to see what bids are there. A look below and fail of that S low would be all right. 46 and 3/4 look below and fail. I'm all over that. Now there's a cost basis from 47 to 50. Hey, Telek, how you doing? There we go. Found the bid. So far, we're 49 bid. Let's see. They're selling into it at VWAP. That's okay. Let's take this thing lower. Come on. Look at all that size at 50, 49, 49 and a half. Right? Size is coming in. But there is still a seller at 52. That's okay. Right? It's going to be a little choppy. Everyone's still kind of getting on their feet. Oh, that's good. I needed a laugh. Lord in heaven. What's next? Come on. This chop, no trade. No thank you. You're not getting my money. Hey, Doc, how are you? Right? Remember, inventory is still short. Right? Over VWAP, there's no follow through over 54. So when a market moves up, puts in a top candle, and then moves back down, you know there's a seller there. Right? You know that there's a seller there. Let's see if we can clear out the open. Overnight point of control and developing point of control, that's where the cost basis is. So if you're long underneath cost basis, where would you be selling? Previous day low, see, we filled the gap, right? I don't look at tick rotation at all. I haven't looked at the tick in 6 years. I'm telling you, Stuart, If you want to, simplify your life, you'll just look at a 1 minute candle chart and have another chart for references on a larger time frame, like half hour. Get rid of all that stuff. Breath, tick, advanced decline, it's all a waste of energy, right? You see, I used to look at all that stuff, and I went on all those rabbit holes, and I didn't make any money looking at it because it's too much stuff to keep in your head and execute. So, Stuart, I mean, you're from Yorkshire, so you've obviously been in a street fight. When you're in a street fight, you're not thinking about Euclidean geometry, right? You're looking to make sure you don't get clocked in the head, right? Trading is a contact business. You need to have clear execution. You don't want to be screwing around with all sorts of fairy tale concepts, right? Watch the price action on a 1 minute candle. You could see that there's a seller at 57. So if you were short 55, your first cover would be VWAP, the second cover would be 50. That's all you got to do, right? I'm trying to save you time, money, and emotional and financial distress. The thing is, people have gone and told retail people that you need this and you need that, and you need delta and you need footprints. What was the guy said today? Unbalanced, unvarnished. What did he say? Unvarnished, unbalanced, something. I don't know what the hell it was, right? I was like, where'd you get that from? Right? Okay, bids at VWAP. I won't trade back and forth chop unless it's really at an edge or unless I can see it. Yeah, stacked pancakes. I don't know what he was talking about or where the hell he picked it up, right? It's not making you money. Get rid of it. If it does not serve you, get rid of it. Keep your brain clear. I am completely relaxed waiting for a look below and fail of 46 and 3/4. Right? No, it was like some stacked imbalance. I don't know, man. And I was like, where'd you get that from? It's like when your dog goes and digs up some bones in the backyard. I'm like, yeah, that's not going to be useful. All right, coming down. Let's see. Right? Those of you who are short, put some bids in at 47 and a half because they're walking away from your bid already. Man, there's a bid there. Okay. That's okay. Right? Now, when you first start trading, these big candles are enticing. Right? They're like shiny objects. Ooh! And you start chasing it. Once you get a little skill, a little knowledge, and a little experience, right? If you can catch a candle, fine. But I'm feeling sick. So I know my reflexes are not that great. So I'm only going to trade small, and I'm going to trade at the edge. Right? And that's okay. I'm fine with that. If I was on the ball, I'd be buying 50, 49, selling VWAP for a couple of points, in and out, scalping back and forth. But I know I don't have the execution today to do that, right? Because my head feels like it's full of marshmallows, right? This Sudafed is not kicked in. Hang on. Yeah. So when it opens like this, just relax. You're going to need your energy for the good trade. That's why people say be patient. I say just relax and conserve your energy for when you really need it. How do you know when you really need it? Well, I'm glad you asked. Come join us at the Trading Syndicate, and we'll show you. Right? And we are the only trading room that has their own AI, which will give you good information when I'm asleep. Right? And right now you can get both for like $30. It's like one trip to Starbucks. AI trading coach says when trading from the edge, right? You could use tight stops. Yeah, your stops are better. The cost of doing business is better at the edge, right? Especially in a slow market. There we go. There we go. One big order. Remember I told you guys, it's a thin order book, my friends. It's a thin order book. And when size enters that order book, kapow, right? Let's see if we hold 44, we'll rotate back up to 50. If we could get past the gatekeeper here at 47, right? We're going to come down to test 44 again. There's a lot of trap shorts at 44, right? But if you are long, for the love of everything that is holy, please sell it to strength, okay? Don't wait for an invitation to sell, because there's a seller at 46 and 3/4. You can see them. They're right there. Wait for the next candle. That candle's going to open. Watch the low of this candle as it develops. If this candle stays above 43, longs are better. Watch it. Watch it. Oh, there. See the seller stepped in? The seller was at 46 3/4. Now they're at 46. You saw that, right? Rewind this on your Sierra chart later. Do chart replay. Chart replay is really good. You could speed it up, slow it down. It's like watching game film in football, right? Trading is not, it's simple, but it's not easy. You're going to have to put in some work. And the problem is, unfortunately, a lot of people put in work on bad information, right? And they're trading stupid, bad information that some idiots put out. And they're wondering why it's so hard and they're not making any money. It's because that person doesn't know the business at all and is just BSing you, right? Hey, Anne-Marie, how are you? How's Japan? Right? Now I'm looking at that J low and that poor low. Now I was saying to a friend of mine earlier, right, that I was teaching, he goes, you know what, JJ, it'd be great if we came down, took out that 32 stop, and then came back into that overnight low. That would be a beautiful trade. So I'm just going to be patient and wait, right? I took a little scalp long here at 43 and I scratched it, right? I was like, nah. So now I'm just going to wait. Yeah, it's a real spec market. So the buying retention these days, eh, it's hard to keep people in a trade when you take them down 30 points and hold their head underwater, right? Very difficult, right? Now let's see if we get any extension over 43. I'm long 43 and I'm selling 46 3/4, 46 1/4, 46 half, 46 half. I got two left. 46 half. My entry is 43 and I'm flat. Right? I saw that we couldn't take out 39. The next candle opened here and went this way, so I bought 43s. Right? And I went in for 6 micros. Right? We found the bid. Right? Sometimes you don't get the picture perfect trade. You got to take what you can get. How can you talk and comment about the market and trade at the same time? Attila, I'm 57 years old. I've been trading since 1995. I've been doing this for 34 years. When I was on the trade desk, I had to make markets in 8 to 10 stocks simultaneously for my clients and know where everybody was. And we did it on the phone. Right? I didn't work at Burger King before I started teaching you guys how to trade. Right? I've been doing this for 34 years And, you know, something called skill. It's not really a word that's used in this century, but skill, experience, that kind of stuff, you know? Over VWAP, we're targeting those sellers at 56, 57. A little bit of a squeeze, eh, Alexander? Nice, nice. Alrighty, let's see if we can get back up into yesterday's range. Right, we are scrubbing the market back and forth. Right. Yeah, you know, in the old days, if the phone rang more than once, you were fired. If you took 30 seconds to do a trade and you had to call in trades, if you took more than 30 seconds, you're fired. You know, if you miss trades for your client, you're fired. We used to do, what, 200, 300 trades a day? So if I've done 200 trades a day from 1996 to 2012, do the math, right? Right? That's what a professional does. In the old days, the market makers could make a market in 300 different stocks, 30 to 50 stocks simultaneously that were active, and they knew where every bid and offer was. Try that. This is a walk in the park, right? But yet, I have a lot of respect for retail trading. So when I'm trading any kind of size, I don't talk to anybody. I don't have anything on my desk. All my windows are closed except the chart and the DOM, and I focus. When I'm scalping the micro, I can talk and chat, kibitz a little bit, not a big deal. But if I'm trading serious and I'm trading size, I ain't talking to nobody because this market deserves my respect and it deserves my attention. And my clients deserve that, at least that, right? I have a responsibility to the people that I trade their accounts to not be an idiot, right? That's all it is. No, I use a mouse. But you notice that I don't take trade after trade after trade after trade, right? So I'm waiting for my trade. I know where it is. I take it. You're just joining us and you're new with us, Attila. Stay in the room, right? You'll be doing this soon as well. You don't need special computers or mice or anything, right? Like if I took like an Olympic cyclist and put him on a Schwinn and I gave you a $20,000 handmade carbon fiber racing bicycle, he'd still smoke your ass, right? It's just experience, man. That's all it is. Focus. Here's an exercise you can do to build your focus. Okay? Go to a 1-minute chart and draw a level. Okay? Draw a level on that chart. Right? Say your level is here at 69.51. Okay? Watch and see how that level is being respected. When the market gets to that level, does it get above that level and go to this level? If the market breaks this level, will it go to that level? Now, I want you to sit and watch that and don't look at anything else. Don't look at your cell phone. Don't look at Twitter. Don't look at pretty girls. Just focus. And see if you can focus on just this for 30 to 90 seconds. Then build it up to 3 to 5 minutes. I can focus on this for hours and not look at anything else. I have traded through 2 building fires and 3 earthquakes. My computer monitors were jumping up and down on the floor in the earthquakes. I kept trading. We had a couple of building fires. The smoke was coming in. I kept trading until they forced me to leave. But if my clients needed a fill, they got their fill because that's what they pay for. They don't pay. When you work on the other side, Attila, people don't pay you to be slow and ineffective. They want the best. And you bring that into your retail, it's going to change your life. More chop. I'm going to wait another 6 minutes before my next trade, see what the next half hour pulls up. I have a feeling we're going to go up into this red box where the supply is. These are good questions, Attila. They're good. You guys have to have a sense of urgency and a sense of focus. Right? Got to be focused. And when you're not in a trade, you've got to be relaxed. Right? So you can see what's going to happen. So you can store up your energy. Because trading is like hunting. You're not shooting at everything. Right? You got to wait. One shot, one kill. Right? Stock your setup. Wait for it. Hit it. And quit it. Take your money and get the hell out. Don't stand around there with your thumb up your nose waiting for them to take the money back. Does this make sense? It's all common sense. Right? Let's see if we can get up over that previous day low, because generally now the majority of the inventory is underneath 69.54 after all that chop. What does that mean? That means time and volume spent under 54 is now going to be sold up here for profit. So if we hold price and we take out that A high, we're going to come into the storeroom here and grab some contracts. You guys with me? That's what we call market structure. Market structure tells us where to expect selling and where to expect the selling to slow down. Okay? We trade market structure and order flow. Order flow is the flow of customers coming into a market. Seller at 56. Seller at 54. It's a big rotation off the open, eh, guys? Big rotation. So when markets have big candles like this, it means large orders are coming in and they're hitting an order book that's thin. If you want to know what a thin order book is, please come into our trading room. I've done webinars on it. I've shown people how it works. Right? A thin order book is an order book that does not have a lot of people in it. We don't have a lot of people putting orders in because they're still not back from Christmas vacation. So that creates an opportunity for the predators. That creates opportunity for the large size traders, right? So you got to know when to get in and when to get out. And also you have to know when to just mind your own business and stay the hell out of it, right? And Attila, if you want to learn about fast execution, DM me. I'll show you a few things. I'll do an execution class next week when everyone's back from holiday. What do you guys think? Maybe Wednesday we'll do an execution lab? Start getting back into those? Cool. If the price gets above 58, it means the sellers have seen buyers. And they're going to raise price to see if they can suck those buyers into trading at higher prices. Good stuff, Alexander. Cool. So what we do in our execution labs is it's not me just droning on. It's people in our room going, okay, I took this trade and it didn't work, or I took this trade and it worked. Then we break it down and see what worked, what didn't, what we need to work on, etc. Right? And we dissect it. Right? We pull apart the trade. Right? Rip it apart. Every trade is a business transaction. There has to be a valid reason for taking that business transaction. right? Cool. Wednesday's good because it's the middle of the week. Monday's never good because nobody really wants to work on Monday. So bring your trades, bring your questions. It'll be Wednesday at 11 o'clock Eastern Time. I'll put an announcement in the room. Ugh. See, I'm seeing a bit of a balance here. Hang on, where we got? You see this little box? It seems to be a balance level. Let's see, 49 to 55. Let's see if they sell into it at 55. Good start. You're starting to make good observations. Nice. So we couldn't get up to 55. Let's see if we can break the 50s and get down to 49. Okay. They're buyers under 52, sellers above. Okay, that's making a market, right? So large traders, they'll buy size under 52 all the way down to 49. As soon as it gets to 53, they're on the offer from 53 to 55. And that is how you make a market, right? But we can't trade that way. So what we like to do is do the look below and fail of 49, the look above and fail of 55. So we take trades from the outside edge of the box in, outside in, if the box holds. So if you were long 49, your stop would be under that candle. If you were short 54, your stop is right there at 55. I like trading this way because your risk is defined by structure, right? Your risk has to be defined by the structure, not a dollar amount, right? By actual the structure of the transactions, right? And most people don't know what structure is, right? We'll teach you. When you have transactions in a market, you're going to lay out market structure. All right, B period. See, we're breaking the box. Let's see if we can go down. I left that 44, that S stop there. I know we broke it. I'm just curious to see if we can break it again in B period. Right? This market has an annoying habit of shutting off all the supply just when everybody gets short. Right? Your risk has to be structural. Otherwise, it means you don't understand the market. Right here, they're not getting my money right now. It's a seller at 46 3/4. I'd really, really love to see that overnight low get tested because that overnight low is a poor low. You are bearish? I want to see this lower because lower, if we do a look below and fail of 39 1/4, now that's a beautiful trade. All right, 39 1/4, 35. See how B low got to 44 and stopped? Told you guys. There's bids here. They might be temporary, but you don't want to get chopped up in temporary. Right now, Doc holds trades longer, so it's a bit of a different story. We got a seller at 46. That's good. That's good. Drop it in nicely. No trade yet. Nice and quiet. It's a bit slow, guys. Just wait. Wait for your setup. Oh, it's cool, Anne-Marie. That's really cool. Wonderful. Hey, Josh, how you doing? Staying warm? How's Cowtown? Because there's a seller at 47, Pollux, and I don't have your capital. I might go long 46 and 3/4 if I had your money. Right? Now you're starting to look like a genius, right? 46 and 3/4 long, stop here, but we're going to have sellers here and here. So that's okay if you go long 46 and 3/4. And my short bias right now might be clouding my long judgment. Know what I mean? Right? And I think today, because I'm like really stuffed up, I think my execution and my judgment might be a little off, right? Which happens, right? See, there's a seller at 49. So if you want to go long 47 to 49, cool. I would prefer to take it if it gets back up over 49, up to maybe 52. There we go. There we go. Right? There you go, 49 to 52. I wasn't convinced here. You were. You had more certainty about it, which is great. Which is great. I was too focused on that overnight low. And see, everybody gets biased, right? I just didn't trade my bias. So I know, okay, I was wrong. And then Pollux came up and, hey, why did you miss this? Right? There's the top of the box. If we take out that, that's a poor high. If we take out that A high, it's going to run the stops up to 62. Yeah, I'm not on my A game today, guys. I'm the first one to admit that. I'll never BS you guys and say, "Oh, I did this and I did that." No, I'm moving like a pregnant yak today, to use the very famous line from Remo Williams. So as you see, I only took one trade this morning. I don't need to lose money, right? That was like the best line of Remo Williams. You move like pregnant yak. Yeah, well, that's me today in my execution. That was a great movie. If it comes back under 55, you can maybe short 54, stop 55/4, targeting VWAP, you know. Nope, that didn't work. Okay, we found the bid. Let's see, where do we run the stops? It was a series of books. I never got to read the books. Just like Spencer for Hire. See, I told you we were going to run that stop, and we're going to go into that storeroom. But there's sellers up there, right? Oof. Yeah, just remember overnight inventory is short. It took a while, but it's starting to correct up now. So if you are short, just watch your whiskers. There should be some sellers here between 60. Yeah, gonna need a bigger boat. Right? Everybody wants to short at the lows. Once you understand cost basis, you'll stop doing that. Right? Cost basis, 2 times profit, 4 times profit, 8 times profit. Now you got levels to work with. So you know where you are in the zoo, right? I got 8 there. 1, 2, 3, 1 more. Position is here. It happens. It happens, Doc. It's still the first week back. Looking for 65? Looking for 65. If we can get over the overnight high, be careful on the short side. And they are single prints up here too. There's supply up here. Yeah, 69 is the gatekeeper, isn't it? Yeah, definitely. So where's the inventory? It's underneath us, ladies and gentlemen. Inventory is here. We're going to try and sell it up here. If we have to, we'll put it on sale back down. But the agenda is to try and take it up here and sell it. If the order flow permits, right? You might want to sell it at 50, but hey, if you don't have any customers willing to pay 50, you're going to have to sell it where you can. Oh. They closed your account down? I'm sorry to hear that. Buggers? Excuse me, folks. I'm yawning. I apologize. Whew. And this is distribution above 69.58. Excuse me. Alrighty. Okay, looking for bids at the previous day low at 58. Okay. Once we lose the buyers at 58, it'll come back down to that 55 area. So let's see if we can keep the dream alive here. Exactly, Alexander, exactly. Oof. Okay, creeping up. We found some buyers. We know there's sellers at 64, so govern yourselves accordingly, folks. I know it's getting a little slow here. Okay. 65 hit. Okay. So I was calling for 65. And we hit 65. Is that where is VWAP, Alexander? So we're in distribution now. Distribution is a little tough to trade, right? Because if you're long thinking that this is a breakout, we haven't figured out where the sellers are just yet. I think they're going to be around the close at 69.67. Yeah. Nothing doing up there yet. Now let's see if we can hold 60 on the bottom side. So remember this little balance zone that we had here? This blue? This is the same thing. This is the accumulation. This is distribution. Right? This one was a little easier to trade because the candles were bigger. This one is 60 to 64. So we're just going back and forth between 60 and 64 right now. I told you the 1 minute chart's good, and it's cheap. Right? You don't need to spend any extra money to run a 1 minute chart, right? Everyone has access to it, and it tells you so much good information. But all you got to do is just pay attention, right? And if you could pay attention to a 1 minute chart, it's going to make a lot of your problems go away. It's so simple, right? Price moves in such a simple manner because it's a market, right? I mean, you're supposed to like get cheap stuff and sell it at a profit. That's the business. Right? That's what we do. All right. Really slowing down. Let's go take a look and see. Sorry, guys, I've been quiet. Western Digital, look above and fail of 217. So this is how you trade using this on a stock. You got your level. When it looks above and fails, you short. You put your stop here. You cover some here. Your next bids are going to be here because that's where your position is. See? Pretty simple, right? Simple trading. Trades make good business sense. ASML, this is totally speculative. Where's WDC? That was WDC. Where's the other one? Seagate. I got to do levels for Seagate. How's gold? How's gold member? 404, 408. The Hunt brothers are at 68 on silver. Silver is a thin market. Oh my God. Have you looked at the order book in silver? Trump above 429. How's Crabapple? Crabapple's not having a good day. Light volume though, right? 13 million shares, that's nothing. Right? So Crabapple you're looking for here. Right? We're underneath that little cost basis. So your next level on Apple will be 251.94, where you'll be looking for bids. How's Leather Jacket Guy doing here? NVIDIA. Balance. Oracle. Just above that old gap that they filled. Rainforest 244.87. That's pretty much it. This MSTR looks like a dumpster fire. They're going to be cleaning that up for a while. None of these stocks can hold a bid. It's going to take a while to clean these things out. It's going to take a while to clean them out. It's choppy. Yeah, you were zoned in on the charts. The dog just tore apart the garbage can. You didn't even notice. There you go, Mark. Now that is dedication. You need to give your dog a cookie. That's a good dog. Distraction training, right? The court is going to rule on Trump's tariffs tomorrow. There's no end of excitement in this trading with this president. Good golly. Never a dull moment with this president. Another government shutdown? That's okay, Seymour. They don't really do that much anyway, right? Only problem is people don't get paid. That sucks. Right? It's brutal. That should not be news. Oh, we got volatility. And this isn't even volatile, Ed. You know, the funny thing is, right? This isn't even volatile, right? You guys haven't really even seen real volatility, right? This is like the teacups at Disneyland compared to when it starts jumping off, right? When this thing starts popping off, you will, well, if you're with me, you'll be prepared. Oh, excuse me. Anybody have any questions? Kramer. I thought Kramer opened an Italian restaurant and was out of the business. He's made good money. You know, it's really funny. I used to have a client that looked just like Jim Kramer, except he was skinnier and more hyper, if you can believe it. I think it's a great idea. I don't know how to do it. Andre's a great guy. He's been on our podcast and also in our room. I just don't know how to do that. If you do, this is distribution. That's why I'm just chilling out. Yeah, it's good software, man. Edgeful is well worth the money. I'm a simple guy, so I don't really use it because I have like two or three different ways I do business, right? How and when do you do you enter a look below and fail? Look below, fail. So do you see the colors, Attila? Purple to green, back to purple, long, stop, sell, sell, sell. Right. And Attila, if you're around next week on Wednesday, come into our execution lab. I'll be running execution labs every week this year. Or when we get down to the brass tacks and show you guys step by step how to do it. See, Attila, have you looked at the JJ levels area? You know, where they say, please start here? Have you gone in and looked at that? There's a document. There's a 5-step process. And in that 5-step process, that's cool, man. That's cool. Right? Just letting you know that all this stuff is documented. And I've done about 400 videos on YouTube, and I don't know how many in the room. Probably just as many. Right? That focuses exactly on your question. So do yourself a favor. We've got tons of information. Go watch a couple of videos and then message me and go, yo, JJ, I still don't know what the hell you're talking about. That's cool. And we'll run it. Right? And if I'm not around, there'll be people in the room that'll be able to help too, because that's the kind of room we have. Right? This is not a pound your chest, I bought a Lamborghini kind of trading room. Hey, now that I've lost 32 pounds, maybe I can fit into a Lamborghini. Might have to lose another 32 to be able to fit into a Lambo. Oh, hey, you got to have a laugh. The document is in the ES. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? JJ. Where the heck is it? JJ levels. Here, let me grab it for you. It's right at the top. You'll have to scroll, unfortunately. Keep scrolling. Keep scrolling. Dear God, I talk a lot. Here it is. Just click on that link. It'll take you right to the document. Any advice on how to get up to speed with my vernacular? Oh, just ask questions. 88. Do I still run the Dream Team Price Action Labs? No, I do more one work now because the guys in my Dream Team course stopped asking questions, and I'd put on a price action lab for the Dream Team and no one would show up. And the ones that showed up were mute. So it was just me talking. So I've opened the price action labs up to the whole room now. So we get some participation. Otherwise, it's me just going blah, 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 blah. This way, we open it up to the room. I still do one-on-one, right? I do lots of one-on-ones. I'm taking on new clients for one-on-one mentoring. But those price action labs that we used to do, I stopped doing them just because nobody was interested and nobody wanted to talk about their trades, right? So I opened it up to the room, and that's much better. Now we've got, people who aren't in the mentoring course getting the service of mentoring. That's why, and I don't mean to sound egotistical, but we are the best room out there because we will actually spend the time with you, right? I don't put, my time is valuable, but if you're keenly interested, I'll spend time with you, right? Thanks, everyone. Have a great morning. Stay out of trouble. Don't take candy from strange market makers. I will see you a little later. Come join us at tradingsyndicate.org. We'd love to have you. If you have questions, reach out. I'm vwaptrader1 on X, and this is tradingsyndicate.org, where we really, really, really want to make your trading journey a successful one. Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful afternoon. Bye for now.